Jared, help please. Having guys just be friends. Jared, how are you? Similar situations with other guys have happened to me recently too, so would massively appreciate your perspective. A bit of background on me is that I love cycling, and it's what I spend most...
Just wasn't ready for that to be.
No?
It's like a bit of background on me. Like, I've been single for 2.5 months, or like what? Like, I love cycling.
This is what I'm into, and is what I spend most of my free time doing. Please don't judge. It's healthy, right? Laughing face emoji. We haven't judged, but we have.
No, but it was a funny word.
I only moved to where I am living now about a year ago, and so. I only moved to where I am living now about a year ago, and so is a great way of meeting new people.
The cycling. Got it.
The cycling. It is mainly guys that do this, so naturally meet a lot of men. I've always had close male friends, and I'm not really looking to date. Just make new friends and get more settled in this new town. So for me, it feels natural chatting and hanging out with guys doing this. Okay. So down in this situation, I've been chatting with a guy I met out and have been out cycling together a couple of times. I'm 28, he's 25. We chat every now and again and have included screenshots of our last conversation. I'll include the whole thing for context, but I don't know if it's just the end point that's important. Started by replying to one of my Instagram stories out running. Okay.
God, we get it. You work out.
Yeah. Okay. Stop judging us. Okay. So let's start the conversation. And she says it started with him responding to her Instagram story running. But it starts with her.
It starts, okay, so he probably sent like a reaction or something.
A reaction, and then she wrote back to the reaction. We have to acknowledge that because it's not her just starting this conversation. He has started.
He opened the door.
He opened the door by responding to an Instagram story, and then she writes back.
All right. She writes, desperate times, man, shrugging emoji, crying face emoji.
Why desperate?
Not been riding that much, so resorting to running in evening. Not seen you for a while, too. How's it going?
Yeah, I've joined the gym due to lack of MTB. I don't know. Missing. And then he writes, missing me, are you? Yeah, I'm good. YB or WBY. What is WBY?
Maybe what about you?
What about you?
Let's assume it's that.
It's what about you?
We're old.
Yeah.
Haha, can't even tell you how much missed you. Sore subject, crying face emoji. Laughing, crying, I guess. But yeah, otherwise, but good otherwise. Thanks. Smiley face emoji.
Why sore subject? Laughing face emoji. Love that. X.
Sorry, forgot. I can be too scary over text.
I think it's sarcastic.
Okay, yeah, maybe too sarcastic over text. Sweating emoji, crying face emoji. I don't know. It's laughing, but there's water.
Yes. And then he writes, I still don't know what you mean by sore subject. He is right now trying to figure out if you like him or not.
Yes.
100%. And I know, and listen, I don't want to like blame the victim in this scenario because this isn't about blame. This is about unpacking this. And
what happened and why?
She's basically, she starts this email as like, I'm looking for friends. And I know where this is going because she basically said like, I don't want to date. I'm looking for friends. And here's a situation where this guy is reaching out to me. And I would say when he writes, missing me, are you? That's flirty. Mm-hmm. And and I'm not saying you should see that. I'm just saying it's to be seen.
Moving forward, if you see that, know that that's flirting.
That's flirting. And also when you write kind of a vague thing, can't tell, missing me, are you? And then you wrote, can't tell you how much you missed you. Sore subject. Now you're talking about sore subject based on missing him.
Yes.
So, and he's trying to figure this out. You're playing ball, whether you know it or not, you're playing catch. And for him, and now he's going, still don't know what you mean by sore subject. So he's like, oh, maybe she's into me.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's wrong.
No.
Because he's
for thinking that.
Especially in the responding to Instagram stories game, quote unquote. Yes. In that game, you're sending something positive and then you continue. If someone continues the conversation with you, and I'm not saying this is right, I just don't think it's wrong. Like, I don't think, and so for him to go, oh, she's sore subject about missing me. And then he's like, I got to figure that out. So he goes, I still don't know what you mean by sore subject, laughing face emoji, trying to keep it light. So then let's go to her.
May just be saying, I've made up. I guess you like a subject that makes you upset. I don't know.
I don't understand what that means. And then he writes, I see, laughing face emoji. So not missing me? See, he's in this missing me subject. He's trying to get, do you like me or not?
Yeah. Have you missed me in the time since I've seen you last? Like,
yeah.
Where are you?
In a way that we should be getting a drink. Which is, and again, I'm giving him very much the benefit of the doubt when I'm saying in a way to get me, we should be getting a drink, because he could also be saying, come over and, fucking blow me, which is hard, which isn't what you're looking for regardless, but still,
maybe it is.
There's a spectrum of what this guy could be.
Things he could be thinking.
So he writes, so not missing me?
Haha, what you fishing for?
It's like, well, now you're in. Now you know.
You're like, what do you want me to say? I mean, that's really what you're saying here. It's extending the flirtation instead of like bringing it back to friendship.
This is the point where I would say, if I were her, say, hey, I'm sorry. I just want to let you know, like, I'm just consider you a friend. This would be this is the hard part, is going, hey, like, let's put a stop on that. He writes, always fishing me, sweating face emoji, shrugged face emoji.
And then 2 crying face emojis. We need to be able to communicate without these. Because I don't know what they mean.
Well, to me, they're flirty. Her laughing at that.
I think that yes, it's flirty. We'll have to get back out on another ride.
So now you missing me? Okay, we're have to get up. And I could see where she's going, I'm bringing back to ride. And it's like, no. You're laughing and being positive and saying we should hang out.
Yes.
The ride doesn't matter. He writes, for sure, the company is good.
I'm going to give myself a compliment. Say you mean me. Mine.
Obviously mean. Well, now she's even playing the game here. You mean you mean my company's the best. Right. And he writes obviously mean yours, laughing face emoji.
And then she has a crying face emoji and like a shrugging blonde lady.
Mine must not be bad either. So now he's trying to get you to say, you like me too, right? More than just a riding partner.
Yeah, enjoyed last time, 2 exclamation points. Are fishing again, crying face emoji.
See there, she's not off the hook. When you're saying are fishing again, there's a flirt
You're playing
happening.
the game.
You're playing the game. Then he writes, told you, always, 25 now, catching you up.
Jeez. No need to go hating on my age out of the blue like that. Crying face emoji, crying face emoji.
And he writes, cougar, laughing face emoji.
Don't feel like I deserve that. So you feeling older and wiser? Oh, he must have had a birthday.
Definitely. You feeling younger and none the wiser?
I don't know. I feel like 1 minute act like I'm 20, then mid-40s the next.
Laughing face emoji. He's laughing too hard at that. I'm definitely too free-minded for serious commitment. I know that. Oh, now he's now that's him. I'm hooking up. I'm out here hooking. Yeah.
Yeah, and being like, if you're not gonna volley back in a real way, then I'm gonna let you know that I'm not that interested in like dating you. 2 crying face emojis from her.
He writes, rather ride my bike.
Ironically, that was almost way too serious a point for me to deal with. Some kind of smiling wet face.
He writes...
and then more crying face emojis.
Well, that's also a weird thing for her to write back. Ironically, that was way too serious a point for me to deal with. Like, you're being like... You're taking the, I guess, sexual part. You're making it sexual. I don't know. The rather ride my bike.
Have a conversation about, like... If you just want to be friends and he's like, I can't make a commitment, and be like... I don't know. Then you should be able to respond to that and not be like, I'm on comfies.
Yeah. He writes, rather ride my bike, laughing face emoji. Oh, no. Then,
okay. So she said, ironically, that was almost way too serious a point for me to deal with.
And then he writes, bikes are better. I'm not a bad ride, though. Eye roll, hand face emoji, laughing face emoji. So he's basically, now he's really putting it out there.
He's like, sex?
Yeah.
Question mark? And then she puts like a kind of shocked, scared, raised eyebrows face emoji and just said, I just ride bikes. No.
Oh, I see. Embarrassed emoji.
And she wrote, oops. Have been single so long, only ever seen guys as friends. Can't handle comments like that. Sweating, laughing.
He writes, I'll hold them back then. Sweating face emoji.
What a guy.
What can I say? Okay, let's go back to her email because the idea that she's complicit in this a little bit.
Yes.
She's was a part of this conversation. It's, this is very different than, hey, can you sell me your nudes? Like, this is not
yes, right.
that.
Yes.
So my main question is about the end when he comments that he is a good ride. I don't understand why he would say a comment like he did straight out like that. Comments like that make me feel really uncomfortable and isn't something male friends I have, i.e. guys who know are not interested in me, would say and don't feel like I should have to put up with them. I'm hoping for some advice from you, if anything I can do to prevent being in these situations. Going back over the messages, realize I read as quite a bit flirty, but don't really know how to be different without being like a robot, just kind of how I am being friendly, laughing face emoji. Well, you can't be that oblivious.
Yeah.
Is there maybe a way to approach being clearer with guys that are only looking for that I'm only looking for friends? I always kind of thought only really going cycling together was a pretty big sign, not looking for anything more. No awkward date like situations, No, I totally disagree. This is how people like to meet.
People also love meeting, doing a thing that isn't like standing at a bar looking around for who's next to them. Like people like being like, we both cycle, we got to know each other through cycling. Eventually we went on a date, but like until that point, you're expecting that might be where it leads.
That could be where it leads. Yes. And he was really trying to feel you out. And
he was.
It did get clunky at the end, and I don't, you should ride me instead of a bike isn't exactly, and also saying like I don't do commitment, like that's a little, but he was being, I would say the commitment. Cagey.
The commitment one is where I'm like, he could have like lost that, and like I don't hate this guy for being like, I'm a good ride too or whatever, because like he had been like volleying with you and you kept sending it back and he didn't know what the fuck you were saying, and eventually he had to be like, I'm shooting the shot right now. I'm gonna say like that she can fuck me and like see what happens, because like he needed an answer and you weren't really being clear.
And he got the answer, and we don't know how much other conversations there was, but he did relent, which he didn't say, fuck you, bitch. He wasn't like a monster in that moment. He goes, back away. It's a little awkward. She writes, also, the way I responded really wasn't great. Don't feel like helped the situation at all. If any advice on what to do if this situation happens again. Final question. With this guy in particular, thoughts on where to go from here. Part of me would like to be friends as he did get on so well, but the other side just feels like saying comments like that is not conducive to us getting on, and he's a bit of a lost cause and to leave it. I don't think that's true. Or all in all, I don't think so. Was it just a joke and I'm overreacting? I listen. The comment on its own is bad. The comment with the context of the whole conversation, I get where this guy was like, he's taking his shot. He did feel a little flirt from you a little bit. And I will say, I don't like the way she ended this. The way
I don't either.
Where she says, oops, have been single so long, only ever seen guys as friends, can't handle comments like that.
No.
That's not the truth. I don't even understand what that means.
Right. What it was is you like this guy as a friend and don't want anything more with him, and that's the truth. Like, it's not some bigger thing about how you view all men. It's that you are just friends with this guy and you don't really want to sleep with him. And like, for every email like this that comes up with somebody be like, why did he say something so like, straightforward and like sexual? There's also women who are going through emails who are like, or texts or whatever, who are like, why won't he just tell me what he's looking for? Like, it's like there's no win. You know what I mean?
There's no
like
win.
You are a young woman who is single. You are around lots of new men. Like, you have to understand some of them are going to want to fuck you. Like, that doesn't mean they should be able to say whatever they want to you, but like, that's how people meet. So at some point they might say it. And if he's nice enough and like respectful enough to like get the no and be like, totally cool, moving on, like, and can be normal with you, then like there's nothing to worry about here.
Well, a dating app was literally invented to avoid these interactions. Yes. The dating app was made for people with low social skills who didn't want to go through the awkwardness of asking someone who isn't attracted to them to try to go on a date with them or to fuck them. Yes. And so, you're living in a internet world without the agreement that we're attracted to each other because this is over Instagram.
That we're looking for cycling.
Stuff. Yeah. So I totally agree with what you said. And in dating and relationships is emotional bumper cars, and we're all just trying to figure out, and people make mistakes. And I don't even think he made a mistake as much as he was just like, oh, good to know. Okay. And I hope he hasn't contacted you further or tried to push it further.
Right.
We don't know. But I will say to her, to me, it is a very simple thing. If you like this person as a friend and you want to see if you guys can get past this, because I do think people deserve redemption, and if you enjoy his company for cycling, I would text him, hey, I just want to clear up the conversation we had over Instagram. I see you as a friend. I don't see this as a romantic match. I'm sorry if I may have spoken in a way that you could have seen it otherwise, but I hope we can push through as friends who like to cycle together from here on out. That's it.
And like, he'll either be down for that and like prove that that's where you are, or he won't. And then you can walk away being like, you know what, that got uncomfortable, and it's more work than I'm willing to put in. Fine.
Totally. And it may be he goes and he's like, he's not cycling next to you in the group anymore. And it's like, oh yeah, he was using friendship to get to know you, to see if maybe you guys could be something. When he found out you couldn't, he now moves on to someone else.
And that's it. And he's free to get to do that. Like, everybody, you can be like, all right, well then I don't really need this person as a friend or cycling partner or whatever. And that's fine. That's not a reflection on you.
Don't forget to like the video you just watched. I have many more. Subscribe to the channel right now. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, you fool. There's even a bell you can click to. Now you've got your week set Monday through Friday. I'm here for you.